Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to Play It Paint It Live. Hope you guys are having a good Wednesday evening. And I know I hit the live button a little bit late. Hold on. It's on the kitchen table. Hold on. Hold on. We got some, we have some burrito mysteries afoot here. So I might need to attend a missing burrito. This is what I mean by not being able to stream lately. So just got more activity in my house in the evenings, so it's getting harder to kind of set up for this kind of stuff. Hopefully she finds it. If not, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go help her right now. Hang on one sec, guys. Okay, so she found the burrito. That's good. That's good news. We have a burrito found, and we can get to painting. And tonight, it's not going to be that exciting. I'm just sorry to let you down so soon into the stream, but tonight we're going to be painting some plants, notably the poison ivy plants. And you can see this is basically poison ivy stand without poison ivy, because poison ivy is over here, right? So we're not going to be dealing with that tonight. We're going to be dealing mainly with getting this plant painted here. And I'm going to move some things around. I just redid my whole desk, which is cool. So I got a bunch of stuff on my desk, but it's definitely much less cluttered than it used to be, and I can actually move around and get all the stuff, get at all the stuff I want to get at. Okay, so let's talk about this. I mean, I'm gonna be covering the same basic. I don't like. See this? Swap the. I want to swap the cup. I don't like that cup. See that? It's just too many splits in these old cups. I may actually. You know what? Let's use one of the bigger cups. If I can get to one. So we're gonna probably just throw that one away. That's not a good shot glass anymore, but these, you can see these are bigger. And what that allows me to do is get the blue tack a little further apart here, which gives me a little bit more stability when I'm painting these guys. It's not quite as comfortable to hold, because down at the bottom it's just like a little too wide, but it'll get us what we want. Alright, so we want to go with like a green, and I was thinking maybe I could go with like a military green speed paint and then kind of work my way up and down from there. But I don't know. Let's see what kind of greens. Maybe I can find just a good green without having to resort to speed paint out of the gate. Now, speed paint is a great way to get some quick color blocking done. And, you know, I'm not against speed painting. As you guys know, I do a lot of it on this channel. But, I don't know. Just not feeling that tonight. Just want to do some regular, good old-fashioned, boring painting. And I really kind of like this deep green. I like that a lot. Should be able to kind of go up, down, left, right, A, B, start with this. It's kind of nice. Do I have a more of like a military green that might work as well? not with the paints that are out here. Not really. Okay. That's okay. We're gonna start with this really bright green here, right? Because even though this is all plant life, I want it to look a little supernatural. So it's gonna be a pretty bright green, and it's gonna exaggerate up and down. Okay. Also, instead of using regular water to thin this one, I'm gonna go with this universal acrylic thinner. That's gonna just increase the open time a little bit and let this paint flow out, right? So it's gonna look a little transparent going down. I'm okay with that. That's what we want. And I'm just using kind of a bigger brush here out of the gate, right? So we're gonna do the major colors, and I'm not gonna be all that careful about how this actually blends from one section of plant to the next, because this is a living thing. It doesn't have to be exactly green in all these spots and exactly pink in all these other spots, right? We are gonna sort of follow the box art, at least with regards to like the main colors that are being used on Poison Ivy. But I'm, like I said, my plan is just to dial it up and down a little bit, right? So this will just be a nice kind of generic green going down. These little stalks were a bit annoying to figure out. I don't think I've got this stalk on correctly, but it stayed that way. So I'm just going with it. Right, so, okay. And then back here, you can see I've got a couple leaves back here about to come in. I can paint those pink if I want them to be. But right now, I'm just going in with the green. Right. In this lower part of the root here, this is where we're gonna start to blend more towards like that military green down here. Okay. But you can see right, so down here is really where we'll have all that military green coloration. Okay. And you get these little mini Audrey 2 plants right here. We also are going to be painting Frank the plant as part of this this batch. So we are working on Birds of Prey, which is not I bought this crew kind of a while ago, but just now starting to paint it. Right. I may hop into my Discord a little bit here. But, yeah, you guys can see like all the the roots going down, all of that. Oh, I see. It didn't connect down there. That's weird. There's a giant split right there. It just didn't attach correctly. I'm just trying to get green all up in there. Okay. So we get all that green all up in there, and then we'll worry about how to shade and highlight it in the next step. Okay. Actually, what I may end up doing is just sort of blocking out the major colors. So we'll do green, then we'll do the pink, we'll do some gray for the rock, and then we'll kind of go up and down from there. This is actually using up a lot of green paint, just because of all the complexity of the shape. It's drinking up all that green. And luckily, my acrylic thinner is helping everything to sort of flow out. Right? But yeah, a lot of what we're doing right now is gonna require me to coat the majority of this in green. And we'll move over to Frank the Plant as well. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, threats, now is the time to do it. Let me know in the comments. How do you feel about Birds of Prey? Okay? You can talk about, if you play Batman Miniatures 3rd Edition, you can tell me about what you think of Birds of Prey in 3rd Edition Batman. If you don't play, you can tell me about Birds of Prey in general, right? Maybe talk about, you know, some of the adventures in the comic books, or you could even talk about, you know, what the movie, if you liked that. If you don't like the movie, you could say that too, and what you change about it. If you don't really like the BMG crew, you could also say that, what you don't like about it, and what you would want to be able to change if you were in charge. Right? Just let us know. What are your thoughts on this type of crew? Okay. Let's move over to Frank. And Frank has, he is going to be mostly green here, but he has a lot of like other sort of shades in him. That's really cool. So if I can get these, I know he's kind of got like a lighter throat there, but like I said, we'll block out the whole thing of these plants so that we're all starting at the same, roughly the same spot, same starting point with these, and then we'll kind of differentiate them. Right, once it goes into the shading and highlighting steps, we'll differentiate these plants. But for right now, let's just get some green on them. Right. Frank is just an incredible sculpt. I painted one of, I think I may have painted 2 of these. I don't remember. I painted at least one Frank in the past, and I think I kind of just airbrushed most of it, and it was okay. It looked okay, but it's a shame because I didn't really get to. I don't feel like I got to enjoy that experience. Just mainly about me trying to get get it done in a reasonable amount of time. Yeah, be careful around these eyeballs because I want the eyeballs to remain nice and white. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Now, since I asked the question, I'll go ahead and answer it. What do I think of Birds of Prey? And I'll answer both my questions as subset, right? All the other subsets. First, we start with BMG. What do I think of Birds of Prey in BMG? I'm not impressed with their rules, if I'm being honest with you. Not impressed with their rules. It's kind of odd what they did in the game from second to third is they took Poison Ivy's crew, basically, and just combined it with the Birds of Prey, and not as a team, but as a full like regular crew roster, and that was just really weird. That was just kind of a weird decision, because Birds of Prey is a team. Like historically, it's a team. Like canonically, Birds of Prey is a team. But I think when they released Birds of Prey originally, and these may be purple tendrils, but when they first came out with Birds of Prey, I don't think teams was a concept yet, right? For the Batman, I mean for third edition Batman. I think they were trying to avoid teams because they realized teams kind of had some strange advantages and disadvantages in the earlier versions of the game, right? Immediate advantage is you can just skip your sort of rank hierarchy, right? You can take multiple leaders and sidekicks and in some cases free agents just based on the roster. Man, I am running out of green left and right. Stuff is, because of how varied this pattern is, it's just eating up all the green. Right, I'm barely through 2 of these models, and we're chewing up some green here. Okay. And you can see there's all kinds of this is a pretty gruesome model. There's all kinds of body parts and stuff. Oops, I screwed up back there. That's okay. There's all kinds of just body parts hanging out all over the place. But yeah, seeing how it's the major color of the model, let's go ahead and just get the green down immediately. All right. And we'll work our way across all of the plant models. We'll just put this green down on every plant model. Okay. And that's our starting point, right? This is kind of like a goblin green, so it might look weird and a little bright right now. Don't worry, that is what we are going for right now. So So right now the plan is let's just get some major color blocking down. Okay. If you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. Tonight's subject, Poison Ivy's mutated plants and Poison Ivy's base. Just plants. That's all we're painting tonight. It's just plants. I got the big brush out. You know, we're not gonna worry too much about painting eyes and faces and expressions. We're just painting plants, right? Actually, what am I saying? We are gonna paint some eyes because Frank has eyes. But yeah, like I said, I've had these minis for a while. So, but we're just breaking them out tonight and getting them painted. So I could try 7 Birds of Prey out. I do look at it oddly. I think Birds of Prey has a little bit at the moment, still has a little bit of better play than like the movie Birds of Prey. Just my opinion. I do think that Ivy is it's a more interesting playstyle. I like the designs way better. So yeah, looking cool. Okay, right? Okay, here's that. Let's get a pink. So we typically would use like an entrail pink for this. I don't think that's 100% necessary. I'm just going to try to find us a pink I can use. This is an intense pink, so let's start with this intense pink and kind of shade it down. Alright, so I'm going to use this both on the inside of the mouths and the outside of mouths and leaves and that sort of thing. So we'll do that. Right, so the inside of Frank's mouth here, let's go ahead and get that tongue, get the roof of the mouth, and we'll get the gums as well, right? Frank kind of has these gums here. So we'll do that. There are other pink parts of the plant, but right now I'm not really focusing on those parts. Right now it's about getting that down there, right? Okay. You can already see that that's quite a bit of pink there. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry. Looks like I missed a major point up here for the green. inside of these mouths. Also pink. Now, in all fairness, I did actually like running Poison Ivy in V1 BMG. I always thought her pheromone mechanic was really interesting, and they just do a good job on her rules. She's got a really interesting playstyle. So, you know, even though I don't think Birds of Prey is very good, I do like the idea of running a proper, you know, Poison Ivy crew and seeing how well I can do with this, right? A crew that I don't think is particularly strong, but they have a very interesting playstyle. And when I first saw the Birds of Prey deck, I thought it was kind of garbage, but now I'm actually kind of intrigued by the whole thing. Interesting thing, Poison Ivy's hand is right there, because that's where she leans into the plant. So we'll get some color blocking done. Like I said, I'm not sure how much of the plants will get done tonight, because I'm super tired, if I'm being honest with you guys. Super tired, which is weird because I'm on my break this week. But I've been working my tail off, we'll say. Cleaning the house, taking care of kids, taking care of our new kitten. So I've been pretty busy. But I did get to play some Batman last week, so I'm kind of intrigued, and I've been looking at some Birds of Prey stuff, and I'm like, you know, I've had this crew for a while. It's time we paint it up and put it on the board and see what we can see. See if we can get that spot there. Okay, that's not bad. All right. All right. Man, I am extremely tired. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Let's see how far we can go. I am extremely tired, though. All right. Okay. And then I know I'm very close to the box art right now, but this one here is like a purple flower. Do I care? Why don't I just not make it purple? Right? What if I just made it this cool aquatic turquoise color? I don't think anyone's gonna get mad at me. But just do that. Just looks cool. Alright. And that gives time for all the green and stuff to dry on the other plants. So we just swap a color here. Yeah, I kind of like that. The little blue on there. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Okay. All right. So there's that. And get this green a minute to dry. You can see the pink is still drying on this guy. I guess I could just paint the rocks while I'm waiting. Over here I could paint some of the like dead and dying guys. Right? Let's for those I will actually deploy some speed paints. So let's start off with a little pallid bone. Right, because that's gonna because I got a little skull here. Right? Got a little kind of decaying guy there. So just hit him with a little bit of, right? A little bit of a decaying guy here. Right? Okay. We'll work on those guys more as the project moves on a little bit. I might as well get this pot right here. So I'll use this light rush. Maybe a darker one? Yeah, light rush, I guess. Cool. Let's use some light rush. This is going to come off too bright, but you'll see what... Yeah, this is going to look... You can see right now. Looks too bright. Like I said, we're going to start with brighter colors on these and then kind of work our way down. Oops. Still a lot of green back there drying. Okay. We'll let that green kind of blend in, make that light rush look a little dirtier. Okay. Let's do some of the rocks on Poison Ivy's base. And I like using this reddish gray. Let's use that. Right? And then after this, we're going to shade. We're going to start working with some of the shade colors. And then layer and highlight as we need, as necessary. So you can see there, color is actually kind of nice for just getting a quick like stone gray look. That's looking pretty good, right? Let that dry for a little bit. All right, so for the dead people, we're gonna use speed paints. We're gonna paint them with speed paints, but um, we're gonna paint them with very light, like thin down speed paints. Okay, and I'll show you why we're gonna do that once they're dry. So let's go. See what kind of speed paints I have. Okay, I'm just gonna take a few different colors of speed paint and just make like go really thin. So this is Hylord blue, and I'm just gonna make it really thin right here, right? Like he was wearing a blue shirt. Okay. That. I forget this guy. Hey, this guy has some shorts, so we'll do his shorts too. Okay. All right. Let's see what other colors we got. What's a blues? Oh, let's use this Gravelord Gray. We'll use that just to paint a little bit of hair. Right. We'll say this guy here kind of has that hair. And let's give this guy here kind of darker hair too. Okay. There we go. Keep going, find more colors. That's nice purple, but it's too close to. That red's not good. I'm looking for like more browns. Oh, this is actually a nice deeper purple, so I can actually use that. So we'll use a little bit of that. All right. Just kind of add some of that purple here. Let's give him kind of a purplish shirt. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, and then well, let's go ahead and go sand golem on some of this. All right. Okay, let's give her a little bit, like, a little blondish hair there. All right. Okay, that's not bad. Let's do a little pallid bone there. Okay. Okay. So you can see what we're working on right now. That'll come into play here a little bit more. So now we want to, I want to shade, I want to shade the plants. So I'm going to need like a dark shade, like a pretty deep, intense shade here. So I can go, again, I can go with like a military green, which would be a great idea, or like a deep green ink, something like that. Seem to be seeing anything jump out at me at the moment. Okay, not really seeing anything right now. What about these like technical shades I have? Anything good there? That's too bright. Oh. Had a dry brush paint jump out at me. Did not do anything. It's kind of the wrong paint. Yeah, not seeing the greens that I want here. This Beal Tan Green is actually kind of a nice shade. I don't think you'll see it against a slightly darker green than I've got there. What else I got here? Got a lot of contrast paint. Maybe I have some of that Militarum green left. Maybe. Well, I'm not seeing it though. Is that it right there? Creed Camo. I can probably thin this and use this like more like a wash. Let's do that. I'm just really gonna thin that down. I do not want this. I don't want to lose too much of that bright base tone I have on there. So I'm gonna thin this down a fair bit. Okay. And let's try it out let's test it on one of these little plants where it just doesn't really matter to me. It's not that critical how these guys come out. But yeah, there we go. Actually, with the acrylic thinner medium, whoa, it's actually pulling. I actually pulled some of the base tone off of there, which is wild. And also kind of cool. That actually kind of helps me a little bit in the next step. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's actually super cool. Okay. Right? That's kind of cool. We're getting a little bit of detail there. And it didn't overpower the green base coat. Right? It's providing nice shadow. It's what we want. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Okay. There you go. Now the big boys. Yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping would happen. It's nice. That is really nice. Okay. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy. There's just so much to paint detail-wise on these. Okay, that's quite good. So I'm actually running out here. So I need to make another batch here just for Frank. Well, you can see, that's getting us what we like. Good, good, good. What did I just do with that Creed camo? Right? So Creed camo, this is what it is, guys. Creed camo with this acrylic, MIG acrylic thinner. And it turns into this like hyper wash as opposed to a contrast paint. Alright. I know these tentacles are going to be like more of a purple at the end of our process, but for now, I'm treating them like they're going to be green. They're gonna be green. There we go. This is just doing a really good job of bringing a lot of the detail back through the shade, which is what we were hoping for. Okay. All right. All right, let's let that dry. While that's drying, I need to hit a couple other colors here. Yeah, that's not right. Then I had like I do have like a cloudburst blue is a little darker. Let's use that. Hey, Placebo Pete, man, what's up? Are you painting up any Star Wars, my guy? Star Wars. Of course you're painting up Star Wars. You have to be painting up Star Wars. Alright. We're gonna let that dry for a hot second. While that's drying, let's get ourselves some shade on the pink here. Right? We're going to use this speed paint, Purple Alchemy, to do that. You can see I'm going so fast that this is still not dry here in the middle, so I'm going to pull some of that paint off. Right? Finish primering your Temple of Rokan. Nice. Nice, nice. I do have one Bushido Mini on my desk here while I'm painting all this stuff. Is this guy. Look at it, he's throwing a ninja star. I haven't painted him yet. We'll get to him. We'll paint him at some point. I just want to paint plants tonight. That guy's got kind of a more complicated design, so all right. Okay, you can see that's a little on the dark side. Dark side. So we'll thin it out just a little bit. All right. There we go. So, a little more here. And the goal here is we're going for some pretty bright looking plants. Right? But it's so easy. It's just such an easy thing to paint are the plants. There we go. Look at that. Feed me. Look at that guy. It's pretty cool. Feed me. Get the feed me guys right here. Feed me. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Got the inkling to paint up some more Batman. Specifically this Birds of Prey crew that I've had for a while that's just been kind of sitting around. It's time to break them out, boys. Let's see. Let's see if I can run this Birds of Prey list. I am convinced that they're a bad crew, that they're not very strong. So I guess sometimes you just try to prove it to yourself that yes, this is still bad. All right. Okay. So you sure you can't get the 27th off this month to go to another Legion event? Actually, you didn't go to the other one. You sure you should go to the Legion event on 27th. All right. Okay. Let's let that dry. Kind of have this. This is kind of getting to where I want it to go. Now it's time to do the slimy slimes. That kind of covers the bottom of this this guy here. So we're gonna apply an ink and then probably a highlight. You're not going to the... Aw, man. I'll spot you an army. You can play my rebels or my empire or my clones. You just can't play my droids because that's my son's army. So, yo, where was that ink that I was every time I was just flipping past it over and over and over again, going, I don't need it yet. I don't need it yet. Now I need it. Where is it? Where are my detonators? Oh. Alright. It has to be here. I've seen it like 5 times tonight before. As I was flipping looking for other colors, I kept seeing it. Going, I don't need that, but I will. Where is it? Hold on. There it is. There it is. Okay. Luminous green ink. That's what we're doing. Luminous green ink to start off the slime balls at the bottom of this. And then all of Audrey 2's. We got to do all of Audrey 2's tentacles purple. Okay, this luminous green ink is disappointing. It is not doing what I thought it would do. It's okay though. We can always, it's just paint. We can always fix it. Always go back. At the very least, what it's doing is it's giving me a little sheen here. That will make it easier once I do get the actual tone that I want. Alright. I guess the best thing to do while we wait is to hit up the tentacles. And I could do the tentacles kind of the same. I could do like a purple for the tentacles, which probably is a little bit better. So I think I like that. I like that a lot. Let's do purple for the tentacles. Right? And I'm not going to be all that upset going wet on wet for this, because if it looks like they're kind of blending, that's good. I mean, it's a plant. You don't want the border to totally like clean, neat and clean. You want this thing to have different colors kind of coming in and out of that. All right. Pretty happy with this so far. I know most of the evening, all I've really been doing is slopping paint down. But that's, you know, like I said, we're not painting. We're not into like really, really heavy duty detail or anything like that. Hey, what's up, man? Oh, he's painting Frank. What's up, Jake? I gotta get these guys into the rotation. So I gotta paint them up. Oh boy, that's a mess back there. Why did I hit it with that purple? I don't know. Why not? Why wouldn't I hit it with the purple? Here, we'll put some purple there. I don't care. You can't stop me. I put purple where I want. There we go. Frank is a joy. Frank is pretty awesome. Uh-oh. That's one thing you don't want, though. So you don't want the purple spilling over into the pot color. Okay. It's looking pretty good, though. I've been going pretty quick. So I gotta let something dry. So I should work on something else while this is drying. Okay, let's let that dry for a second. I mean, I could do, what I should be doing is like highlighting here and around the leaves and that kind of stuff, but we'll get to the green in a second, right? Similarly with this one, you do that. But what I want to work on right now is I have done next to nothing on this plant. So let's do a little bit more than nothing on it. There we go. Just get just a little shade on there. Birds of Prey. They're coming. Birds of Prey are coming, Sean. We're going to play some. And we're going to confirm if they're bad or not bad. They may very well be bad. Let's be honest. They might be bad. They may be a colossal disappointment. But that's the disaster we prepare for. It would be better to be pleasantly surprised and go, "Oh my god, this crew is mediocre." Like, that would be a huge step up in terms of like our expectations and the crew. I think what it has to do with is their deck is a little out of date. It was designed, if you think about it, in my opinion, who are the two worst crews that actually have dedicated decks in Batman are Birds of Prey and Court of Owls. And those two crews, their decks came out at approximately the same time. Oh, there's a... Oh, yeah, hold on. So, do you feel like the preview night models? Do you feel like the preview night models are Huntress, Cassandra, Kane, and Stephanie Brown? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to. Wasn't paying attention to it. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe Knight also agrees that Birds of Prey needs a little help. That's too red. I don't think we want. I think I want some brown. Oh boy. Hold on, guys. Which would be unfortunate for me, if I'm being honest with you. I want to play the crews that are flying under the radar because they're shitty. But if Knight goes and says, hey, let's fix this shitty crew because it's shitty, that's kind of cool. Where? Son of a... Hold on. You know, I'm going to do it the mean way. Just pull out every garbage paint that's in the way of me finding one color. One specific color. Just pull them all out. Haha, found it. Okay. Alright. So, I'm going to take some of this dark wood and kind of blend a little bit of it on the bottom. Make a crew that is purposely bad. I don't know. I don't know that the way Batman works with the deck, the way to make a crew purposely bad is to build a deck. I mean, to build the crew that wants to do the exact opposite of what the deck does, right? So, for example, if you wanted to build a bad crew, you could take a Riddler crew and focus it on trying to do as much damage to the opponent as possible, right? Then you'll be bad, right? If you took a bunch of, and I don't even think you can do that with what's allowed in Riddler. I don't think you can, I don't know. Maybe you take the new shitty Riddler. I said it. You do that ugly, terrible, bad times Riddler, and you build just a bunch of fight guys into that crew, and maybe you're the bad. Maybe. Hey, what's up, Nelson? Ivy, the hottest redhead on the planet? I mean, she's pretty hot. It's true. It's true that of the Sirens, Ivy is my favorite, by far. So there's that. And, like I said, I briefly played Ivy in first edition BMG and enjoyed her. But then haven't played her really in third edition. And her playstyle's kind of weird, seems like, but also super kind of cool. Right? Okay. Alright, let's continue on with this goopy green theme here. And that's the bottom of Frank's base. So, let's see. I have a couple ways I can try to do this. I can either try to go the technical paint way, or I could just do like warp lightning and call it a day. Let's try that. Let's try the warp lightning method. Wait, do I have, maybe I have a brighter one than Warp Lightning. I do not. All right. Can't resist her green eyes is true. You guys know that. That's a particular weakness of mine. Green eyes. Right? I'm glad there aren't you know, super female super fans watching this that understand that that's my weakness. Luckily, I don't have any fans, so I should be fine. I'm not gonna, you know, no one's gonna know my weakness. It's good. All right. There. Actually, with the ink and everything else going on here on this base, it does look junky and gooey and green, and that's what we're going for. Okay. Good. Good, good. Hey, what's up? Underdog Painting. Good morning. All right. Let's let that dry for a bit. But yeah, I'm gonna want to jump into some BMG again. Play some Birds of Prey specifically. We'll see how we go there. Man, I've got. I guess I should work on teeth right now. Let's work on teeth before we start highlighting up the green. Toots. I need like an ivory color. This vampiric flesh is actually kind of nice. That'll get us very close to where we want to be. It feels so good. This whole hobby room down here. Like I said, I spent the last couple of weeks really cleaning it up. So it's pretty clean in here. I did some rearranging stuff, and hopefully we can do some gaming back here if my kids will leave us alone, right? If they run back here every 30 seconds, Dad, Dad, which they may do, then not going to be a very viable gaming spot. But you know, there could be other tactics that we deploy, right? If Mom takes them to the pool or something like that while we game, that could be a thing. Notice the little resin tags are still on the teeth here, and it kind of gives him even longer fangs than he should have, and I kind of like that. So I'm just going for it. Birds of Prey may end up being kind of a jam for me because thematically I like them a lot. And when actually, let me correct myself. Not really so much Birds of Prey, but Gotham City Sirens. The sirens are what I liked, what I've always liked regarding this crew. So that's why uh, they're more interesting. The fangs. So I'm just doing a little overbrush here on this guy's teeth. But the thing is, Ivy has a really cool playstyle. And I like the model, I like the character. You know, I'm a big Ivy fan. And I like Harley and I like Harley and Catwoman just enough to where I could enjoy running the Sirens type crew. Um, and it's not bad. You put, I think you end up putting, you have to have Oracle if you're planning on having any remote chance of scoring your deck. I think you put Oracle in there until you get so good that you don't need her anymore. And who knows, maybe you never get to that point where you're so good you don't need her anymore, but I do think she's important, at least when you're starting off with Birds of Prey. You should have Oracle in there. And then, ideally, you swap her out for, um, some other version of Barbara Gordon. I think that's what we want to do, right? And these little fangs there. And then now we can start to highlight the green, okay? And we're just gonna go straight into some really bright greens, okay? I'm not even gonna mess with the middle colors. I want bright, like I want screaming highlights is what I'm saying. Let's see. That pastel green actually looks white, so I will not use that. I could go straight into fluorescent green. Let's see how that goes. Let's do it. Let's do some fluorescent green. I'm running out of space on my wet palette, but I think this may be swap Oracle for bipedal Barbara. That's aimless. That's right. That's right. Take that. I noticed you can't really run. I'm not seeing much of the. I don't know how to say it, but the Batgirl with the with the old school like black and yellow, not the classic outfit, but the old school black and yellow. Not seeing much of that Batgirl. And I'm wondering, maybe they're trying to phase out that particular version and, push Rebirth or push classic costume Batgirl? Which I actually really like classic costume Batgirl, except the fact that she's a free agent bothers me because I don't want that. I don't want her taking my free agent spot. That's pretty bright, right? Them highlights are pretty bright. But you'll see, I'm trying to push it. Trying to push it past that. I want it brighter than that. I'm going big time brights, man. Big bright. Yeah, animated series. We're not. She's one of my favorites to run. Like back in the day, I hated the metal sculpt that had the heavy metal cape in the air that was like, and she was on her tiptoe. But the the sculpt itself looked really good, and she had some fun rules. Alright, so you can see here I'm really going to be pushing up these bright highlights. Like, I want it to look like the predator bled on these plants. Right? There we go. But yeah, Ivy has such a cool playstyle. Really interesting. You can do a lot of cool jank with her. You need a Harley in that list to kind of help beat things up. Plus, she's got charismatic, which is super nice. I had thought about dropping her, but that triple stun is super important for the deck, right? Because you're gonna want models to get KO'd and attacked and all that good stuff. Attacked, surprise attack. You're gonna want that. So Harley's a great choice. And then and yeah, Catwoman is a great choice just in general. She's such a good, like, the standard Catwoman is such a good piece for scoring victory points in BMG that, like, pretty much anytime you have access to her on a roster, you probably want to put her on it. But that's kind of the problem too, is like I feel like a little bit like I'm crutching on her and Oracle. And frankly, I think you only need one or the other, which would mean I could take a cheaper Catwoman if I want to stay in Siren's theme. It only saves me about 3 points, but so I'm probably not going to do that. But I had another version of Birds of Prey where I'm running Canary and Oracle, Canary, Oracle, Plants, and then Strix. I think that's a pretty decent Birds of Prey list. But I'm not sure if they can score the way I expect to be able to score in this game. All right, getting there. I gotta go back to Batman as I'm playing all these other games. Because when I play the other games, the dice make me so sad. I'm like, okay, can I go back to Batman for a second and not feel sad about dice? I mean, you can get bad dice in Batman, but you could I always say, you can get bad dice in Batman, but you could still very well win the game and have your crew wiped out. And not just like your good guy crews either. Like Joker, you could do that. Joker, in some cases, you actually want to kind of wipe your own team off the board and score the points. All right. Pretty good. You can see how exaggerated I want that all to look. Okay. Let's get some proper white on the teeth. Even if it's like ivory. Ivory's good. When it comes to painting the eyes, I will have to break out a smaller brush and actually do some real painting, but not right now. what I should actually do is see those tips are super white there. I should actually paint them to look like blood drops running off. Don't you think? See that? Like I could clip them because it's just flash off of there, but I don't think that would look as cool versus just taking like a bright. Let's just try it. What's the worst that could happen? Right? Some blood-stained teeth. Let's go blood red. And the main reason why gaming got tired of those dice. Yeah. No, I feel that. You guys know I regularly have crap dice rolls. And it can break your soul after a little while. Right? It can crush your soul. I just like the holistic experience of gaming way too much to give up on that. Plus playing with your friends, right? That's kind of the main reason. So, right, if Jason beats me in dice rolls all day, it just gives me a reason to get mad at my friend. It's fine. But yeah, nah, I'm not disagreeing with that sentiment. But I would just say, yeah, you still want to get out there and play because you have all these cool minis, right? And watching them blow up because you can't roll is your right as a miniature gamer. Yeah, see, so there now they look a little more like blood coming off the mouth, and I can even like put a gloss medium or glaze on that to make it like shiny, glistening. Jason, Chris roll. Not just Jason and Chris, but Bing and Spike sometimes, and Matt generally rolls really well. Like we're the bottom of the barrel. Me and you are the worst rollers in our gaming group. I've seen Jake tank it up too. So so me, you, and Jake could just form our own league. Just the bad dice rolling crew. Could be a thing. You'll see. All right. So now I'm going to go, like I said, I want to go like nuclear on some of this, on some of the highlights here. So. Right, so I'm adding fluorescent yellow, but I'm going to be much more kind of specific about where those go. Jake rolls weird, you play Steamroll. Yeah, I had a weird game of MCP this past weekend. I was playing against Reagan, who drove up from Oceanside to game with us, which was super cool. And he's new to MCP, and I'm like, sure, I'll play MCP with you. So I break out my Web Warriors, and I play the same Web Warrior game I always play. I'm like, oh, okay, here's the all webbed up turn. So I'm going to roll 9 dice and get 2 hits. But no, I was rolling 9 dice and getting like 12 hits. It was pretty rough, right? And I was like telling Reagan, I'm like, I promise you, this does not happen to me ever. Right? It's the only time Peter Parker took out Green Goblin and Mysterio in one activation. Granted, I had all webbed up going, and and I had plenty of power to do my web swing and whatnot, and get my collision, and get my secondary collision off. But it just that never kills anybody. And in this case, it took out a Goblin. It took out Green Goblin and Mysterio. And Mysterio had just the turn before gotten... Oh no, later in that turn, Mysterio... I don't remember. Never mind. What am I talking about? I'm just saying it shouldn't have happened, but it did. Bing can get outrageous. He kills her foe master. Yeah, telling you, we play in our group, our gaming group is like the coolest people ever, but they spike on dice. That's probably why they're so good natured, right? The rest of the people that are playing miniature games they're all bitter like we are. They're all salty. Fine. Fine, my character died. Fine. Dude. See that? I like that. We're going to get that purple around the lip here. So I'll highlight it just so you can see how cool that is. But I'm just going to go over it with purple anyway. Right? Because that's the Audrey 2 design. Right? So I could go like that. But it wouldn't be the true Audrey 2 design. But that highlight is super cool. That's exactly what I was going for. I wanted super neon, some neon spots on these, so you could see. So you go, whoa. Right? And if it's too conspicuous, you just blend it out. See? Happy. Happy. Yeah. In fact, let's just, while we're here, let's get the let's get those lips on for Mr. Friedman. There we go. And these are going to be pink. So let's just get that down for now. And let's get down, right? But yeah, screaming loud highlights is what I am going for here. We are having paint day this Sunday, so if you want to come down and join us for paint day, you can also come down for gaming. I'm going to be painting the Star Wars Legion store terrain, so if you want to show up, I can try to track down a decent dry brush for you, and you can help me do that too. All right, look at that. Dude, Frank is so cool. Your new dice tray will change your rolling. Did I show you, Jake, I gotta show you I showed off the Filipino dice tray that Jose brought back for me in the previous stream. But you gotta see that, because it's pretty damn fancy. Alright. Okay. It's me, grandmother from outer space. Now I got the Little Shop of Horrors stuff stuck in my head. But I wanted to continue with this just so you... I believe it. What dice tray did you get? I mean, how fancy did you go on the dice tray? And we're gonna go like fluorescent. This may or may not show up. Let's see. Looks good, actually. Oh, that looks cool. Now we've got like a pretty neon. Oh, you got the one in CQ. Nice. That's right, you got the red one. You advised me on it, so I didn't pass you. Yeah, maybe it still has the bad juju. Did you use it for any of the games? Did you use it during the tournament? You know, my bad juju only has a certain range and duration, so I mean you live far enough away to where even if I did get the bad juju on it, it should have worn off by now. What you want is you want Jason to touch your dice. You want Jason to bless your dice. That's a good thing. Yeah. So you can see that's oh you bought it after that's right with the $5 from the paint contest. All right. Yeah. So you can see that's what I'm going for, right? Super bright. I want super bright highlights on. I just want like super cartoony looking Frank here. And I'm also going to use this fluorescent green on the slime. The slime. Right? I just wanted to water you. Rah. Right? Let's show that slime being stretched out there. All right. Pretty dope. I like that. That's pretty dope. All right. So you kind of get the gist of what I'm going for with all these plants, right? So just a quick overbrush with some pink, and then we hit it with the fluorescent. I'm hoping I can get a game in tomorrow. That would be nice. I can go tomorrow night. Maybe. Depends. I've been This is my week off of work to watch the kids, so it's Camp Daddy. But we've just been busy doing a lot of other stuff. We get to be indoor. Yes. Yes, sir. We will definitely be indoor with paint day. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I like how the little bits of neon kind of come out and they just drag your eye around different parts of the model, which is cool. Right? Ooh, that's a lot. Don't worry. You just pull it out and blend it. Right? Looks pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Next up, let's get some of this fluorescent on here. Pretty fun. Pretty fun if I say so. Then I just paint Ivy, and then you just pop her in there. I have to paint that little hand back there. Ivy does have a hand. That's part of this part of the sculpt. There, I like that. Okay, cool. Got some brightness there. Cool. That's nice. So when When we finish Ivy, we put her back on, and then the rest of Birds of Prey is just painting individuals. And I guess I want the bases of these, like the stone bases. Hey, what's up, Atomico? Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll do the actual bases a little dull, so as to not take away from these bright plants. Right. There we go. Oops, left a little too much right there. We can do that even. Right, if you have too much. Kind of cool. Alright, in here. Ivy, you're basically just gonna paint a half-naked woman with plants on her. Half-naked redhead with plants on her, and you just drop her on to that part of the base, and you're good. Alright. Next up, let's highlight that blue. So I'm gonna want a pretty light blue here to do this. So I'm gonna use this Ducat blue. It's actually quite a nice looking blue. Right. And I'm just doing fairly basic highlighting. We're just gonna blend out. Right. Pretty cool. I could do a pale, like a pretty pale brick, but I don't want to do that. Okay. Do a little red here around the eye. Right. Well, how come this one's like looking up? May not have done the best job positioning the eyes. There we go. Okay. Let's paint the centers black. And then, like I said, we'll go ahead and do the basing. Maybe the basing, we just do Graveyard Gray. Just try to keep it simple. Right, there we go. Let's do a little cleanup around the eye. I'm actually out of room on my wet palette, so we may not be finishing these tonight. Is that supposed to be... Did I do that right? Or is it... Oh, okay. So it just covers... Okay. This look good. Okay. Alright. Pretty happy with that, guys. Let's go on with the Gravelord Gray. Or maybe I go Cloudburst. Cloudburst Blue is a little too dark. Or it's a little too blue, I should say. So let's go ahead and do the Gravelord Gray. And then we can call it. We'll call it a night after this, after I'm done with this color, because that is all she wrote, really. Wait, where did I put the Gravelord Gray? Is this Gravelord Gray? Hope so. Hold on. Let's check. No, that's blue. Good thing I checked. Alright. What about you? Are you Gravelord Gray? You might be. That looks like... That does seem like Gravelord Gray. Yep. That's Gravelord Gray. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, that's about as generic as it gets for just the concrete. You're heading out? Alright, have a good night, man. Thanks for tuning in. I'll post pictures of these when they're done. But for tonight, let's just go ahead and work our way through. Cool. Alright. Yeah. Looking pretty good. And then let's go ahead and, since we've gone this far, we might as well hit that. Hit it with our black, and we'll call it. So now that this crew, that's actually kind of the majority of the minis I needed to paint to get started with this. Once I get Ivy on, painted and on here, then that's like most of what I needed for Birds of Prey, right? I have a lot of the other minis already painted up, like Oracle, Black Cat, Canary. I need a Strix, but that can wait, right? So the minute Ivy is done, like I can get going with this. Like I can actually start to just test out this crew. because ableist Barbara Gordon I probably won't need for a while. Because I'm going to be running Oracle at first. And if this, let's just say, if this was the crew I take to LVO, then for sure I'm running Oracle. Because you don't want to take any chances. You want to have a good, you want to have your best crew out and about, out and on that board. There we go. And then 2 more. All right. So here we go. Okay. Cool. Okay. Looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and put our stuff away real quick. Right. Here's the Ivy, by the way. Just waiting in the wings there to get her painted. And where's the lid? To my wet palette. Let's go ahead and throw the lid on there. And then let's have a look at these plants that we painted tonight real quick, and then we'll call it, okay? So, real simple. Nothing that extravagant to write home about. They just look cool. They're big and bright. You put them on the table. They're gonna look fine. Here's a little shooter one, right? You got a whole Plants vs. Zombies crew here. You got Frank, who I love. Frank is awesome. And then finally, you got the Ivy base. All right. So with that, guys, we're going to call this stream to a close. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And with that, stay tuned for how this Birds of Prey crew looks and how it turns out. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.